thinking of doing this yoga bolster from scratch. So what I'm thinking is we can make something with with like some blankets, roll up some blankets and then come up with this. So I'll be making this in two parts where I'll show that we can roll this bolster, and then the second part I can show you how to make the cover with the handle. So you can make these with some blankets which you have at home, or with some fabrics or cushion cover, whichever you can put it inside to roll. I'll show that in a few minutes. Or even if you want to instead of storing your blankets in your linen closet, you can even roll it temporarily, and then you can unroll it, use it, and then roll it back and put this cover so that you can use it for your yoga. So that is what I'll be showing it to you today in two parts. First thing is, I have this fabric which is no use to me, so I'm taking that and I measure 26 inches. You see, I take you don't have to be very precise, just approximate 26 inches, and then I fold it like this. And then if you have more, you can do another fold like this. I mean, if it is you can adjust according to that. So I have something like this. So what I do is I put it down here and then start putting layers of fabrics on top of it, which I have done right here. If you see, you can see over here, and this goes actually like this, and then all these will go on top of that. Something like this. So I have lots of unwanted stuff here which I have layered so that you'll start rolling. So what I do is I start rolling like this. Very tightly. It's easier if you put your knee on top to hold it so that you can keep adjusting all this place. So remember, this is 26 inches, so you keep going straight. Yeah, this is how it should be after you roll. So you should, this usually should be like around 8 inches in diameter. 8 or 9 inches is a good size. So that's what I come up with. So see to that after you roll, you get at least 8 to 9 inches of diameter. If you put your ruler right here, and this should be around 8 inches. So after we do that, what I do is I take a thread, like a rope, not a thread, I mean a rope, and then I tie a knot here, this side. So if you are using the sheets which you want to store, you can just take this rope out and you can use it and then roll those back so that you get the bolster whenever you want it. You can use this for decoration purposes too, because it's a very sturdy bolster, and this can be used as a body pillow when you sleep in the night too. So this is what it is. So in the next video, what I will do is I will show you how to make a cover for this so that it becomes a decorative yoga bolster. Thank you. In my previous part, I showed you how to make this bolster with the blankets you have at home. So in this part, I'll be showing you how to make a cover for this. So that is what we are going to do. So for that, what we have to do is you have to measure the circumference of this bolster first. So I take an inch tape, and it's about 31.5 inches. So with 31.5 inches, you have to add about 4.5 inches if you are using a upholstery fabric like me, because it's thicker and you need that 4.5 inches of allowance to do what I have, what I'm going to show you how to do it. And then for the length, so in this case, when the circumference is 31.5 plus 4.5 inches will be 35 inches. So the circumference of this whole bolster should be 35 inches. So you have to cut the fabric 35 inches wide. And then for the length of the fabric, what we need to do is take, measurement from half of this place. Okay? And then go all the way down to the other half. So that is going to be 34 inches, and no, actually it's 35 inches plus 3 inches is the length. 3 inches for the allowance, so according to this it should be 38 inches long. So it's 38 inches, and for the handle we have to take 5 inches by 18 inches, and the ties 1.5 inches by 25 inches. So again for the width, it was 31.5 when I measured it, 4.5 inches for allowance, so that will be 35 inches. And for the length, we have, which was 35 inches from here to here, from the half of the thing to here. And then 3 inches was the allowance, so it's 38 inches. Handle is 5 inches by 18 inches. And for the ties, 1.5 inches by 25 inches. So here I have cut everything. I've got everything ready. So this is what it looks like. So this is the length, and this is the bolster. This will be the length. This will be like this, and this is how it will be. Since I'm a quilter, I have patched all these things. You don't have to do, it can be a straight length fabric. But I used a thicker fabric in the middle, but I prefer to use a lighter upholstery fabrics for the end, because the way I will show you, it's easier if it is a little bit lighter. It shouldn't be this thick. So that's why I patched a thicker fabric in the middle and then used a thinner in the end segment. So you can do that, or you can just take 38 by 35 inches fabric, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So after you're done with that, what I would like to do is, on the length of the fabric, I just want to fold it. I'll show you how to do it. That's why I have kept it. This is ready, but I wanted to show you. So you just turn 1/4 inches like this and then roll it back again. I'll show you that while I sew there, and then you have to just sew it all the way through, and this is how you'll get on the other side. So I'll finish that sewing, and also I'll show you how to do the handle. This is just handle is ready for me because I wanted to get it all ready for the video, and the ties are all ready, but I'll show you how to do it. I have a sample here which I'll be showing you in a minute. So for the handle, what I'll do is I will wait a minute. So this is 5 inches, and imagine this is 18 inches. This is how 18 inches should be actually, but this is a sample, so I'll show you how. So you just fold right sides together, and then we have to sew here. And for the ties, I'll again show you when I go to the machine. I'll show all these when I'm in the machine, and then we'll come back. Remember I told you we have to sew the edges on the either side of the length. So we have to fold this 1/4 inch and then roll over again and then sew it. So that's what I have done. So I'll show you the remaining part of it so that you'll get an idea. So I just roll it. I just eyeball it. You don't have to be very, very precise, but it's okay to eyeball it. But if you want to be very, very precise, you can do that too. So this is about 1/4 inch. That's why you need to have an allowance to suit all this while you cut the fabric. I'm using a darker color thread now since you can so that you can see, but usually I'll use like a lighter color here and then a darker color here again. But now that I don't have I cannot keep you on the video for so long, I'm just going to use the darker. And since it's not going to be shown anyway, I don't have a problem now. And I usually go do a back stitch and then cut it out. So do it on both the sides like this, okay, on the length side of it. Now I'll do the tie and the handle. So first I'll do the tie. The tie is the same thing. Fold 1/4 inch on this side and then 1/4 inch on this side, on either side, and then fold it into half. That is what I do. So it's very simple. Again, I eyeball it. You don't have to be very, very precise, but keep it even when you do it. That is all you need. And once you put down the stitch and the needle is inside, you just have to keep holding it, and then you can just do it. It's very simple. It's 1 1/4 inch of fabric. You just have to fold it into 3s. That's all. So this is how the tie is done. And this has to be like 25 inches for one side. So you have to do 2 of those. This is just a sample I showed you. So this is actually 25. It should be 25 inches. And the handle, this has to be 5 inches and this has to be 18 inches. This is a sample I'm going to show you again because mine is all ready. So what I do is right sides together, I fold it, and then 1/4 inch allowance or 1/2 inch, it's up to you. But be consistent on how much allowance you are going to keep all the, I'm sticking with 1/2 inch, but for the handle it doesn't matter which one. But for all the other allowance, I used 1/2 inch allowance, seam allowance to sew. That is what I do. So for upholstery fabric, because it's a lightly woven fabric, so I don't want to use 1/4 inch so that it will ravel later. And then what I do is, I forgot to tell you, I started doing it. So what I do is after I sew this, I just turn it like this and keep pulling this from inside. It's not that hard because I have given ample, it's 5 inches, so you won't have a problem to take it out. So I keep pulling it out. This is how it will look after you pull out. Pull all the way out, and then I close, I keep this seam in the middle and then finger press it like this. And then what I do is on one end, I just go close it like this. So again, see, the seam is in the middle and I close this end this way, and then I sew on the one end, take it out, and then again just go and then sew on the other end too. Make sure it's all even, then finger press it a little bit. And now what I do is I go all the four sides. That's what I do when I come to the other end. It looks a little bit neater if you go on all the sides. So I just go on all the sides. Again, I'm using a darker fabric here because you can see it, but you can use whatever color that matches your fabric. It looks cleaner that way. So this is what it looks like. So that's the handle. And even this, I can use it for another project. So this is how the handle looks like, and I can use this for another project like I said before. So now what we can do is on the wide side of the fabric where it is still like, it's a raw edge, that's where we are going to finish it. So I take a 1/4 inch, then about like 3/4 of an inch where you can stick the tie in easily. This is where the tie goes in. So, even a little bit. So that is how much I'm going to do it, and I'm going to sew. You can even iron this, but I don't usually iron it, but it's up to you. You just have to go 1/4 inch here. I put it on the table. 1/4 inch and then 1/2 inch, and you have to be consistent all the way through. So I will finish both the edges and then I'll show you again. See, I have sewn both the sides so that we can put the ties in these two corners. And after you're done, this is what it looks like. So you have sewn here, and then with the 1 inch you have sewn on this side. All the four sides are now sewn together. So the edges are sewn. So now what we have to do is get these two together, right sides together with the 1 inch edge on the right and the left. So what I do is now I leave about till here, say 1.5 inches, and then start sewing this is what I do, and then go on top of this. Just a second. I keep sewing like this, and when you come to the other end, try to match. If you're putting a different color like me, I like to match these two and then keep pulling so that it, if it doesn't match. And then while you come here also, you try to end like 1.5 inches before that. So that's what I do, and then do your back stitch and you're done. Now you turn it the other way. So that's the cover. So you can see how it has come. It's very clean. So now I'll try to put the pillow inside, and then I'll show you how to put the tie in. I made a small error, so I wanted to do it again. So I had to rip the sides open, which I sewed earlier, because I forgot to put the handle. So I wanted, since I ripped the sides open, I thought I can show you the handle. So what I do is, usually I match in this strip, but otherwise if it is all the same fabric, then what you can do is you can just find the center and then again fold it, and then try to fold this too, and then keep it like this, and then you can pin it right here, and that's where your handle goes. But since I have these kind of strips, I want those to go on one of those strips so that it doesn't look different. So this is my center because I folded it there. So I fold this, and then I go over here, and then I pin it together on one side and another side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew like this, like a box in each corner to secure this. That's what I'm going to do in the machine. I will sew this and I'll be back. I'll sew this and then I'll join these two ends like I did before, and then I'll insert it in the pillow and I'll be back. So I'm in the sewing machine. So this is how you do it. So you go like this. Go around like 2 or 3 times just to make sure the handle, because it's a handle, you need to be very, it has to carry the weight. So I like it to be a little bit sturdy. So I go around 2 or 3 times like this. Since I have a lighter thread now, you might not be able to see it, but I can show it to you very close after I finish sewing. So here I have, sewn the handle like you see. So now we can join the 2 sides together. So this is what I missed before, so that's why I had to redo it. So what I do is, again, start in the corner. Like I said, I leave about 1.5 inches or 2. 2 also doesn't hurt. So I start like, like this, and then I just go on the seam itself. You don't even have to finish the edges, but I like it finished, so that's why I do this way. But if you want, you can just leave the edges raw. But then you have to cut the fabric accordingly, so you don't need the 3-inch or 4-inch allowance, which I told you before. But since I want finished edge, this is what I do. So now that I have done this, I sewed the edges, now I just have to turn it out like I showed you before. And then now I will insert the pillow in here, and then the last step will be to insert the tie and close it. So I'll show that after I insert my pillow, and I'll be back. So this is how it looks like after you have inserted the cover on your pillow. And now I will show you how to insert the tie inside the edge of this. So I take a safety pin, put the tie in, and then I just try to go in. Now this is how you do it. So after, keep doing this, come to the end. So you pull all this like this, like totally tight, and then put a knot. again a double knot like this, and then you stick it inside. But then I have to do the other side and then I'll come back. I have more strips. After you're done, you just insert this here, and this is how it looks like, with like roughly ruffles on the side and on both the sides. So this is what it looks like after it is done. So this is a sample of the bolster I made. So this is how it looks. It looks cute, isn't it? Thank you for watching.